So you want to talk about it? Yeah, sure. Let's see. I don't know if there's much to talk about. I basically gave you the gist of the whole Fiverr situation. Super annoying. Let me see, about the thing. Oh my gosh. It's dumb. I sent the message. He said, and I said I'd like a refund. He's like, "What's the reason?" Market totally organic, not spam. And I said, "I want a refund because I'm not satisfied with the methods of promotion. Also, spam means unsolicited email, often with of a commercial nature, sent indiscriminately to multiple mailing lists, individuals, or news group slash junk mail. That's what you call that. That's what you do and call it marketing, especially with your tactics on Twitter and Instagram. But one major thing about this I don't get. Wait, what major thing that you don't get? Oh my gosh, I'm so over this. It's so over. Yeah, so basically, he said that I did not understand the I didn't understand the gig, and because I didn't understand, I gave him a bad review, and that because I gave him a bad review, Fiverr uh, delisted his thing. You said it was already demanding payment. You said he was already demanding payment when the campaign was supposed to be 7 days. Actually, no. We both had that wrong. His marketing style is just spamming the internet. My link, just showing it on uh, Facebook groups and email lists. And just like post that a whole bunch of times on the internet. That was it. That was basically the thing. It's not paid advertising, and I assume that it was paid advertising because one of the reviews shared a screenshot, and I saw like Facebook. I saw like the user interface for like Facebook advertising, but maybe I missaw that. Maybe I missaw that. Let's see. My misunderstood. Yeah, I misunderstood. So yeah, that was like basically his advertising. Just posted on different places. Posted on, around the internet. Like the campaign wasn't supposed to be like 7 days or whatever. Like that is the campaign. Like the delivery, misread the delivery. Delivery means that it should be ready within 7 days. Since he's gonna be posting more. Because he's posting more links around different places. I don't know if I like the links, honestly. But hey, it's just the whole scenario has just been annoying. With Fiverr delisting this his thing because of one bad review is pretty wild. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't care. Whatever. Can you check if that's true? He might be pulling one over on me because he did do a lot of like woe is me tactics. Because I did not appreciate him being like, I'm ruined. I did everything right and it's all your fault. I'm like, all right, nah, both of us are at fault here because you didn't you just took a job without talking to me and I'm at fault because I did not know what I was getting into. Like as soon as he said that, I felt like, wow, I probably shouldn't just talk to this guy anymore. Should have blocked after the second message. Man, I don't know. Blocking just seems. For, I don't like blocking people, most because it's just weak. IMO. I barely block anyone. Like, dude was being like, "Woe was me," and I'm like, "Dog, freaking." If you don't know how to give money back, then don't have like money back guarantee, 100% satisfaction. Like retard. Come on. I just don't want to associate with this guy no more. This shit's a hassle. Whoa. I signed on to the internet to find out that Facebook created a campaign to influence politicians to get TikTok banned. And I'm like, that's interesting. That's going into the vault. You know, and it's also really funny to see Facebook try so try so hard to like not have competition instead of like making better products. Like there should that should be illegal. Like whatever they did is absolutely unethical. I remember I saw a short video on it. But that's how it goes. Of course, they won't have like an anti-lobbying bill because that's where most career politicians make their money. And and Instagram verified is becoming a thing. Hilarious. I mean, okay, hold on. Let me pull out the reference. There it is. Yeah, so how's everything going with you? just going through the motions. Yeah, as you can tell by my voice, feel it, the doing the same thing as well. Like, was this page 44? Golly, that means 6 more pages until this thing is done. The more I anticipate the ending, the longer it feels. It's crazy how the brain works like that. But maybe it's because I just been working on comics for like months on end without an actual break, a healthy break. That's what I need. There we go. I had to rebind something on the controller. Man, I know I keep saying this, but man, I just love using my freaking controller as a what do they call it? I forgot what it was called. As a shortcut, as a shortcut pad. It's rad. Right, I need to open up previous pages. This one? Yeah. Actually, no. Well, I could use it. There's that. There's this. And there's that. I'm gonna copy all of that. Gobby. And then paste. Oh. I didn't even put the thing here. I'm gonna use this one. They are like, yeah, I'm sure they're tall. They're reaching that tall age. Like this door is probably like a meter or something. Okay. Okay, so she's over there. Then Faye. It's like this. Man, I sometimes I just wake up and I'm like, I should really go back to figure drawing, cause like when I was drawing like these angles, I really needed some references, and I was like, ah man, like just perspective just didn't make sense to me for a second. Yeah, stick figures. Uh, I want this pose to be her like standing up. And then I have to like account for her small frame. Like she's probably sitting down. Like her knees like over here. Maybe like with that hand she can be like it's all gotta get cut off here. Probably like supporting herself over here. Like she's getting up and Amelo doing that. While Stella Luna is like holding the door holding the door shut over here. Like bam, bam. Holding the door shut. And then Faye looking all sinister. So they gonna refund you? No. They're not gonna refund me. I'm over it. I am over it. I'm like, why don't they have like freaking money back guarantee? If they, if they're, oh my gosh, stupid. It's all dumb. I was like, I want a refund. He's like, no, no. I was like, I'm not. I was like, why? And I'm like, I'm not satisfied. And it's like, that's your fault. And I'm like, what? That's your fault for not understanding. I'm like, okay, but I'd still like my money back. And it's like, oh, but you screwed me over. I'm not gonna be on Fiverr anymore. I'm gonna be on hold for like 60 days, all because of you. I'm like, I still want my. I'm like, that sucks, buddy. But like, you shouldn't have had like money back guarantee. when you don't mean money back guarantee, and he was like, I can't do it anymore. The refund goes to the seller and not Fiverr itself. I don't even know. It's complicated. I don't care anymore. I could afford. The thing about it is that that was deliberate. I can afford to lose $40. If I couldn't, I wouldn't. Yeah, if I couldn't, I wouldn't go through it in the first place. Also, just write on Twitter about a guy that is bad for that is bad for people to say they're unfollowing you for doom posting. That it's bad for people to say they're unfollowing you for doom posting. I don't have an opinion on that. I don't think that's important. Let's see. I think people who are constantly just complaining about how horrible their lives are on Twitter doesn't help anybody. Yeah, true. I mean, there's a lot of things on Twitter that doesn't help anybody. So there's a lot of unsavory pictures on the internet on Twitter. That doesn't help anybody, but it doesn't help anybody in a meaningful way. But it's still on there. It's still allowed. People can still do it, and people has have the freedom, the ability, I should say, to not engage in that kind of content. There's a better way to saying what I'm actually thinking. trying to keep her limbs like super thin, like a child. I keep saying child, but like I don't know. What's a child age for you? Like anything that's not 18. I'm trying to keep her child. Seems like it will mostly do nothing but the effect that you in a negative way, no positive. So you will mostly do nothing but affect you in a negative way, no positive. I get you. Oh, like what I mean. Oh, like what I mean is I wonder what people get out of doom posting. Oh, I I feel it's more like a vent than anything. Like people use like Twitter as like their online diary instead of like micro posting. It's like an online diary. Being a woeful MK Ultra, freaking uh, not attendant but participant, letting the internet know your deepest, most inner thoughts. It's bizarre. I feel like that's just the effect, though. All right, I think this thing's dead. Yeah, I could see. I could never. Yeah, I can see that. I just never see myself doing it. Yeah, imagining have a Twitter account, literally cringe and lame. Couldn't be me. Let's see. Let's add panels to this. Hopefully, this might be. Hopefully, this will be a page I can finish today. You can probably hear my dad. I'll be back. I'll at least try to close my door. All right, I'm back. Okay, that looks good. what was I doing? All right, right. Building up. Where is it? There it is. It caused a mental block. Yeah, like I want this page to be simple and fast. Wait, I wanted to do like another thing, another another panel of them tackling Jonathan, the kid in the mask. I gotta see what I drew after this. Yeah, I can draw like another one. Yeah, let me draw another panel. Yeah, I can probably make this into like its own little panel. Just like cut it down maybe here. Shrink it down a little bit. I like the implied action of it, but I think it can be a little bit more extreme. What do you think? Okay. Let me lower that down a little bit. On what? Oh, just the paneling. I wanted to add an extra panel of them tackling Jonathan, the boy in the mask, because like the next page showed them like pinning him down. I guess I have to add that. I have to add that. It visually makes sense. looking cool to me. Nice, thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna keep with the sketchy the sketchy style, because she still don't know what's going on. Let's see. I was like, I'm spending more and more time on that app TikTok lately, and I've been getting a couple of videos of guys of foreigners saying how like they don't see themselves living in Japan anymore. Um, the most recent video that I saw was a guy being interviewed being interviewed on the street saying he doesn't see himself living in Japan anymore because he can't it's harder for him to start a business there because it's more often that he'll get rejected of more get rejected of mobility because he's not Japanese. And uh I know, and like a lot of people in the comments, it's so weird. Like every time a phrase starts with a lot of people in the comments, you know it's just some weird garbage takes. But I like looking at people in the comments because it's like that. It's like the laugh track of the internet. The comments is a laugh track. Yeah, the comments is literally the laugh track of the internet to like sway you to like what how you should feel about like a certain thing that goes on. And everybody was like, "Wow, Japan's so racist, say like keeping other people out." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, but here's the hard part. Here's a hard question: is that a bad thing? Right? Like they like they want to. I can see like the reason why they want to do that, and it's just to make sure that they have opportunities for their own people. And if you stay around like I don't know, I've been around like a lot of a lot of circles or just listening in to a lot of different ideas, including with like uh ideas of like a self stability and like looking out for your own people. That makes a lot of sense. And Japan is like one of those countries that really that I understand that they really want to like look out for their own people first and then everybody else second. Like they're okay with like you coming in to tour like to visit, but if you want to settle there, they're like, no, no, you're not us. I get that, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of respect it. it's very like um dumb. It's very dumb to me to like go into like someone else's house and like and say you have to respect me. And I'm like, no, we don't. And they're like, no, we don't. Not really. Like that. This isn't your rules. Like, yeah, you can visit, but you ain't one of us. You ain't in this club. Like, it's a very weird way of think. It's a very to me honestly, it's a very weird way of thinking. Of just assuming that just because uh you are I don't know alive or something. Like people should respect you, or people should like include you into everything. You feel like just because you are who you are or just exist means you should be like accepted or tolerant. Yeah, just accepted, and that's not that doesn't make sense to me. Mostly because it breeds what's that word, entitlement. Like that kind of mentality. It breeds entitlement, and that entitlement really comes out of nowhere. Like you're not entitled to like other people's respect. You're not entitled to like any. You're not entitled to anything, honestly. And when you feel like you have that sense of entitlement out of nowhere, you're going to be disappointed in a lot of things. You're going to be disappointed in a lot of things, and you're not going to live a happy life. Not a happy. You're not gonna. You're gonna have like a. You just have like a disillusioned view of like people, the world, and people. Yeah, I shouldn't say happy life because what is happiness, you know? But you'll have like a disillusioned uh, idea of people. There we go. That's what I wanted. Like swoof, swoof, swoof. Hmm. But that's a weird thing. That's something that I picked up on. It's a weird. It's usually like just an entitlement thing that I don't get down. Yeah, it feels nice to be accepted or whatever, but why should I be accepted? You know, like why should I? Like why should anybody? They don't know me. And I don't know them. Would it be nice? Sure, I prefer it. Don't care. Doesn't matter. I think that's just what I've mostly figured out. Like my outlook on situation and life situations. It's not how I want things to be. That's that's a very small part of it. The way that I see things are just like human problems is what's happening and what's the most effective way to change it. Like what's happening and doesn't need to be changed. Doesn't need to be changed and what's the most effective way of changing it. If I do. There we go. That's a good frame. That's a good comic frame. But that's my nonsense rambling. Yeah, frame one done. Let's get it. We them boys. We the best music. Oh man, I was also playing a lot of Shadow Warrior 3 because I saw that it was out on like Game Pass, and I only have like a couple. I think I probably have like 10 more days of Game Pass left, and I saw it was like a short campaign, so I gave it a shot. I played like Shadow Warrior 1 and 2, and I got the vibe that it was going for. Shadow Warrior 1, it was like a linear experience, I believe. It was like it has like a linear experience of like Shadow Warrior 2, it was an open world co-op thing, and then Shadow Warrior 3 just like went back to a linear experience, but like with different movement mechanics and whatnot. I at first I thought it was fun for the first couple of hours, and then at the later stage of the game, man, I just kept I just kept dying, mostly because encountering a whole bunch of movement bugs. I just kept getting stuck on geometry, and there was like this one bug that was just so weird. There was like this blaster, uh, this like laser blaster freaking weapon that only like it works sometimes, and I know it's a bug because like it has. I unlocked this one a power up that it slows down when it's charging, but like there's a bug in the game that I found where when you're charging it, it doesn't fire, but it just slows everything down as if it's charging. Like that sounds cool, but like when you use the grappling gun, it messes up it really messes up the velocity. And I remember I was at this one stage and I kept getting thrown out of the ring. I just kept getting thrown out of the ring, and I had to restart the whole like arena all over again. But boomer shooters are pretty cool though. Like a mix of Doom and Serious Sam. Have you ever played Serious Sam? I should give that game a shot when my Game Pass runs out. Because I played Serious Sam 2, and I have like the first I have the first two games, the first encounter and the second encounter. It's so funny. Like every time I play a game, I'm like, now my brain is like, I want to make something like this. Have you played any of the Serious Sam games or Doom? I guess they're called like boomer shooters now. I think it's I. Oh yeah, and I also dropped playing Forza Horizon 5 because I'd gotten to a part where the game just didn't want me to progress anymore. Like there like usually when you go to like a different part, not a different part of the map, but you unlock an event, like they give you a ticket and a part of the map to unlock more events. But it just stopped for me. They gave me a ticket, but they had all the other events were locked. There were like two more events and they were locked. And I was like, man, I'm only playing this game right now for like I sunk like 16 hours into this game just so I can have that feel of progression. And now that you guys locked me out of like progressing more, like immediately like, progressing more, I'm like I have no freaking reason to like keep going. That bummed me out a little bit, but hey, it goes. So, guillotine. Yeah. She looks like a Code Lyoko character. I gotta fix this up. Dragon Ball Flow. My girl Asian Lechiko Lyoko. Hit him, hit it, Ken Do. Cause a ninja tries to secrete my flow. Man. But yeah, what do you so Sketch, what do you think about uh Japan and them wanting to and them prioritizing Japanese people over foreigners? Do you think racism is bad and why are you pro racist? don't think it's racist. LOL. It's just a different culture. That's a weird way of saying racism. But yeah, yeah, I agree. That always sounds Japan like. My homies aren't racist. They're just from a different culture. I don't know. And I think it's really interesting, really important to know like where all those criticisms of like not being open to foreigners comes from. And it's coming from people who uh, don't really have any national pride themselves, or they don't even believe in national pride, or just being proud of like where they come from. Like that's a very like European slash American thing. Well, British slash American thing. It's so weird. Well, modern American British thing. Because I read an article where there's like a whole committee in the EU banning books that they might see as uh, YT uh, supremacist or whatever. And it's like weird. It's like and like among those books are like Lord of the Rings, uh, the entire discography of just discography bibliography of William Shakespeare and Canterbury Tales. And I'm like, this is weird. Like this is weird. Like I don't know. Like while I was reading Canterbury Tales when I was in high school, well, I didn't really read it. I just listened to like everybody else read it in my in high school. Um, I didn't get those vibes. I didn't pick up on any of those vibes. Didn't pick up on any of those vibes from Romeo and Juliet either. So I'm like, man, EU is so freaking weird. EU is so freaking weird. The European government just hates white people. That's what I think. That's what I think. Um, I feel like Americans always have been very proud of their patriotism. Yeah. I'm just saying, like it's a modern thing that the people with money and the influence in the media are really pushing anti-nationalist propaganda, anti-patriotism, anti-patriot propaganda. Um, that's what I'm saying. The people with money, and in charge of the media, pushing very anti American, anti patriotic views. And it's bizarre. That's what I've been saying. Let's see. 1, 2. Man, she's getting ready for the betrayal. I gotta fix the dialogue a little bit because I said her favorite animal is a toad or toads. I would want to change it to like foreshadow what's gonna happen next. I wanted to like say her favorite animal is an animal that traps its prey. So like maybe a tarantula or something. And I look at her, I'm like, yeah, she would probably like tarantula. She gives me Wednesday vibes. I don't know. I just like mm, I don't know. I just think it's pretty fun to like have characters like unconventional things. It's interesting. But I don't think toads catch a trap's prey. They just catch them. They just wait and strike when the insect is unsuspected. But I guess in a way, I guess that is a trap. Would you think that's a trap? Do frogs and toads trap their prey? I guess it depends on how you look at it. Like the flies are like flying around, and the toads are just sitting there, and they're just waiting. Then when when it's least expected, snap, the frog catches the fly, or the toad catches the bug, or whatever. I think that's just regular hunting. What do you think, Sketch? Back to the paint. Man. Another day, another news cycle talking about how another bank has collapsed. That's cool. They're gonna get bailed out anyway. Because of course they are. Wait, what's wild? Another bank collapsing? Yeah, cause my friend was like talking to me like he kind of like like a third bank body count, but I know he was talking about the First Republic Bank. The second, well, the First Republic is like the most recent one. The one before that was SVB. Now it's like last month or like this month. I forgot about the first bank. I wasn't paying it. I was barely paying attention. Man, just heart goes out to all the people being affected by this. Sad day. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. I guess. Yeah, but what can you do? Other than buy gold and silver, I guess. I guess that's the answer. Money is fake. The government prints it all the time. Ah, man. But one thing that's I'm glad about is that people stopped talking about cryptocurrency. The like that came as fast as it went. I'm talking about the hype. I'm so glad people are stopped talking about it though. Like I'm still in it, but it was just very annoying when everybody was talking about it. NFTs was even worse. Yeah, that NFT craze. How the NFTs in the metaverse, like that was so annoying. Like I still get like videos people talking about Web 3.0, and I'm like, nah, I it's hard for me to like buy Web 3.0 taking off. Not because not because of people um taking it not using it, but mostly because of lobbyists. It will be lobbied out of existence. Like that's my prediction. Like what's preventing it to being lobbied out of existence? Wish I was smart enough to get in crypto early. I think now is still a pretty good time. Yeah, like now there's not a better time than now, honestly. At first I was like throwing my money in like a bunch of different projects, but I don't know. But like just doing good research, I'm like, okay, now I'm good. Is it though? Yeah, it is. Just don't go into Bitcoin and Ethereum. You're not making you won't make a lot of money there. I've been looking a lot at shoot. I gotta look into my portfolio. XRP is the biggest one, honestly. Heard people talking good things about Chainlink. Uh, no, shut up, phone. I don't need you to talk. I just need you to show what I invested in. Looking a lot into Casper. Uh, yeah, I like. Yeah, it's good. It's a good day. It's a good time to get into crypto, honestly, because the market, like, what you want, the time that you want to get into like any kind of market is when nobody's talking about it and nobody's talking about crypto anymore. Therefore, it's a really good place. It's a really good time to get in because when everybody talks about it, everybody's fear of missing out kicks in, and that makes everybody want to throw their money into different projects, making everything more expensive, and therefore makes it even harder to get in. And at that point, you're just letting your fear dictate. You're letting your fear dictate where your money is going, and that's not a good. And that's never a good thing. So honestly, I invest in ISO 20022 coins. Honestly, those are coins working with world governments to be the backbone of the new economic, not, the new the new digital transfer of money worldwide. Um, Backed by different governments. Just look up ISO 20022, and they have like a handful of coins like XRP, XLM, XDC, IOTA, and Algorand. That's like the five that I remember. Like that's very much the cheat sheet. The dumbest thing that I've ever heard anybody do in like crypto is like assuming that uh, it's gonna be quote unquote the community that's gonna take a that'll be the longevity of any cryptocurrency. It's not. It never is. It never will be. It's if anything's gonna blow up and make like uber amounts of wealth, it is going to be what the governments and banks are going to back because I really hate to say that they're too big to fail, but they they control everything. So, and plus those are like the coins that the crypto bros hate because it is what the governments will be using. So, to me, which one would you want to play? Which one do you want to place your trust in? Crypto bros or the government? Like crypto bros that are like doing a lot of pump and dump schemes, or the literal government that will go uncontested from now until the end of time because people are too lazy to fight their governments. Pick and choose. Pick and choose. And plus, a lot of the ISO 20022 coins are very cheap. Like XRP has been moving sideways for years, and that's really good. I think XRP is like 37 cents. XTC is like 3 cents. XLM is 8 cents, and don't know about the other two because I haven't invested in them because they're more on the expensive side. If anything's like over $1, I'm like nah because that's too rich for my blood, honestly. I haven't invested in a while because I just been trying to get this business up and running. And like maybe if I'm like have enough money to pay for rent, then I'll invest again. If I have like leftover money to pay for rent, I'll invest again. But now, like right now, this company has my undivided attention. Well, not undivided. It's the majority of what I'm putting my efforts in. Effort in. Like, um, so yeah. When uh, when I say it's a good time to get into crypto, I say it's a good time to get in because nobody's talking about it right now. Every like in the minds of the public consciousness, crypto has crashed and it's never coming back. That's where you want to get in. Literally, that is the time you want to get in. Not financial advice. I feel like I have to say it. Like it's a meme, but I feel like I have to say that legally. I have to legally say that. But yeah, just do some research on it. Okay, this looks good. Um, I have some other coins in my portfolio, but yeah, not feeling it. I mean, they're good coins, I suppose. I just been so out of it for a while. I just haven't been paying it. I just have not been paying attention. And I guess that's what you're supposed to do with like long term investing. Well, that's what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and NFTs is such a primitive prop. Like right now, it's been in like such it's at a primitive state. Honestly, what I mean by that is like nobody knows like how to use it yet. Like or not like nobody knows like what the use case for it yet. Such a such a scam. Right now, it's used for a scam, but I think it's gonna be used. It's the blueprint of something greater. Like right now, it's like, why do we need this? But I think later down the line, we'll find a use for it. But right now, there's not a strong use for it. This background seems wrong. The perspective seems off, but I don't know if anybody will care. like, the background seems off, but will people care though? That's the question. Man, I remember when I was making my own NFTs. I wanted to make something cool. Um, I made like a whole bunch of stuff, but I unfortunately went to like it wasn't a scam site, but it was a dead project, and I went there because like there was like very little, next to no fees. It's just a dead project, and it was a waste of time. All those monkey NFTs are useless now. Shoot, yeah. Like I don't know. I remember the year of what was it, 2021? Yeah, the year 2020, 2021. Yeah. It was like 2020 or something. I was waking up like super early in the morning, working on my NFTs. Every morning, early every morning, working on the NFTs, and then I would go to work, and then go home to work on like Purgatory Academy if I had the energy. And my NFTs looked really cool too. they look like they were like animated in Blender, and it was like based off of the YouTube animated video I did with the blob people. But the whole thing kind of went bust because I wasn't because like the website didn't have that much traffic, and mostly people who are on that website were just buying things for like uber cheap, and I was selling my NFTs for like $70 or whatever. And my stuff was like way better than the majority of other people. I knew the market and the things that I made. It had a higher quality than everybody else. Not everybody else, but like the majority or like what they were promoting. And I was like, I even went to the guys like, hey, the guys here promote like, hey, just look at my NFTs current project, like, and if you like, and it's good, it looks good, and they're like, no, like it was annoying. They're like, they kind of shrugged me off as they usually do. Go under, yeah. It was very, yeah, it was very annoying. Like, the one thing that's very hard for me to do is get a buzz. And when I went to like the project social media to like ask them to like give me a shout out, because my stuff is like, I know my stuff is good. I'm not I'm not tooting my own horn. It's just me being confident. Like I knew my stuff was good. It was better than like a lot of people's stuff. But the website was like they didn't want to promote me because I didn't fit the criteria of promotion because didn't have I didn't have any clout. So that made me mad. That made me upset. I was not happy about that. So I was like, whatever. And I left the website. And I didn't want to use like any NFT website that uses Ethereum because it just doesn't seem like it's worth it because of all of the fees that goes through the network. I'm not even gonna pretend like people. I'm not even gonna pretend like to use the environment case that everybody was using because I'm like, no, shut up. You don't care about the environment. Like everybody that was like like anti Ethereum, they're so annoying to me because they all like everybody wants like everybody like becomes Captain Planet out of nowhere when they find out like things cost energy to make, and I'm like, dog, you don't care. It doesn't like. Let's be real. You don't care. If you care so much about energy, you would find that you're gonna be complaining about like other things, like solve like how can we solve a what's that word? What's the phrase? I'm trying to look for and more important issues that as it obtains to energy. Like moving to a more efficient, more of an inefficient means of creating electricity, like solar or something. But no, everybody wants to be like, oh, it's hurting the planet. Like Ethereum's bad. It's like they're just complaining about band aids. That's what I saw. They were just complaining about band aids while there's like an axe wound. There's a bigger problem. Like there's bigger problems out there pertaining to electricity. And if we had like a better solution to like how we generate electricity, like using things like Ethereum wouldn't matter. And plus, I don't like Ethereum either. I think it had a illegitimate startup. It was an illegitimate startup backed by the SEC, and the government is trying to back is going after Ripple for doing what the Ethereum Foundation did. And the kicker is, uh, Ripple is not Ripple isn't didn't do what the Ethereum Corporation did, which is start up an initial coin offering, and before there was a finished product, like an IPO, I think yeah, initial ICO, whatever, initial coin offering, before there was a final product. and I think that's against like the SEC rules. But they gave Ethereum the okay to do that, to do so. So it's just another instance of the government being corrupt, not trying to solve any problems, and that whole Ripple lawsuit that was like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, it's almost yeah, it was like two years ago and some change, 2 or 3 years ago, and it's still going, and it's still going, like delaying the outcomes. And this is what I'm talking about. A whole bunch of lobby, like this is why I'm very skeptical of like Web 3.0 taking off. It is because of lobbyists and nobody and like everybody's inability to understand like the core issues the core issues of problems, for the lack of a better word, if that makes sense. Okay, save. But man, I don't know. Like NFTs were just right up my alley. That was a pipe. That was like a pipe dream that was made just for me. I was like, what? I can make money to make art, and people will buy it like a digital book or whatever. I mean, I guess we have ebooks and whatnot, but you can't sell like a single page as an ebook. Like I was so open to it because it I was so open to it because it was another avenue for artists to make money. That's how I saw it, and yeah, an avenue for artists to make money, and that's how I saw it. And it was so weird to me that a whole lot of artists weren't seeing the potential of it, especially how everybody complains how artists are always screwed over when it comes to financially by bigger projects. And to me, when I saw it, I'm like, oh wow, freaking! It's crazy to me how like how not business minded artists can be. It's like I think a friend of mine said like said like used the term bag phobic. Like some of these artists really got bag phobia. Like they complain about not having enough money to make their passion projects, but when an avenue arises money to make money off of their labor, it has to be through a universal a universal accepted means, or else you're like you're the bad guy, you're the grifter, and everybody, and that's pretty funny to me. And that really makes me happy that I never that I'm that I barely like I don't associate with the artist community. Let's see. Cali market. I should wait a couple days to see like what it's gonna be like in the weekend. Yeah, man. I just can't. I just can't. I just can't vibe with the art community or just be a part of it. I'm not saying can't. I just don't want to. Like it's like every other day there's something petty going on. And I'm like, that's crazy. Did you get a bag yet? like 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 I almost guarantee if you got somebody to like make money for, you will care a lot less. If you're actually living for something, if you actually have like goals in life, other people's BS wouldn't affect you, or you just wouldn't care. You just don't have time for that, you know. I guess that's the reason why I'm not on Twitter that much, or I constantly go on Twitter then off Twitter. There's always something stupid there's always something stupid to complain about. Somebody finds something dumb to complain about, and then everybody else just feels self righteous to like comment, not comment, but they always have like their own thing to say that adds nothing to the conversation, or to like feel self righteous. Let's see. But What do you feel about the whole Twitter drama? Or just like any Twitter drama that arises? Oh man, that reminds me. Like uh I was another instance of me scrolling through TikTok, and I saw like a video that used clips from that new Disney movie, not new Disney movie, that new Disney thing, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, cartoon, whatever. And the thing was, and I remember the caption being, "Man, how do you know this show was created by black people?" And I was like, "It's not." I remember like looking up who created the show or created the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur property. If you don't know, it's about like a black girl being a genius scientist, and she has a pet dinosaur, and she like fights crime like in New York or whatever. And then now you have like now you're caught up with what it's about. But I was looking at like who made the show, and I was like, oh yeah, that's interesting. The creators of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, a show that a lot of people gravitate to and thinks it's made by black people, aren't made by black people. It's made by a white guy and a white girl. You know, it's made, and I'm not like disappointed. Like they can make their own show. Like they can make shows about whoever. Like Mucha Lucha was made by like white people. I think. I know Mucha Lucha wasn't even made by Mexicans at all. Um, just look up Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur creators. Like last time I checked, they are not black. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad that they're not black. I'm just disappointed at like people like just people who seem like they really want to support black things, but they gotta know where their food's coming from. It's like but they don't know where their food. They want to eat, but they don't know where their food is coming from. And I saw that in real time with my parents and my uncles and aunts when I was out in California. Like they were watching. That was like around the time what was it? The Woman King came out, and we were watching. I knew about the controversies, but like the movie just came out, so I barely knew anything. So my parents were like, "Yeah, we're gonna go see The Woman King. You want to come?" And I was like, "All right, sure. It's a free movie. I'm not paying for it." So I went out. It was fine. Like the whole marketing was basically like outrage marketing to get people to talk about it. Like, you got these African tribes fighting off the white people, so Africans can get their freedoms. And when you do like research, like just when you just look up the historical accuracies of the movie, it was completely wrong. Like the tribe that the movie was based off of is a real world like African tribe, but they weren't like an abolitionist tribe. They were enslavers, and they made their bread and butter off of slavery. Um, and the movie depicted them as like, we gotta fight the whites to we gotta fight the whites to free our brethren. But that wasn't really the movie at all. That was the marketing. But the movie, it was mostly about an African an African tribe fighting another African tribe for slaves because of a European tribe or a Portuguese tribe wanting to buy slaves. Yeah, but there were parts in the movie that showed like parts in the trailer where they were just fighting off white people, but that wasn't really the main idea of the movie. That wasn't the main idea of the movie. It was mostly about like sisterhood and found family, literally, um, figuratively and literally. And the funny thing about it, another funny thing about it for me, was I told my parents about all of the weird historical inaccuracies that are actually just very offensive and just, or not offensive. Yeah, it was like pretty offensive that like they would even try to make a movie about this and get like history so wrong. But they didn't care about that so much. Like kind of they kind of not lost it, but they were just very upset when I told them, "Oh yeah, and the movie is written by like white people, white women." And that's when they were like, "What?" That's not like that was like the fact that hit them harder than like all of the historical inaccuracies, like the major historical inaccuracies. You know, like the movie was like written and produced by like just white women, and it's so funny how it's made by, and it's like or marketed being like a pro black thing. And like even some of the artists are like, oh, if you don't want to see this movie, you're not supporting your sisters. I think I was just like burned out from all of that when like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur like came out. Saw a whole bunch of black people supporting it and being like, "Ah, oh, yeah, we want to see more of we want to see more of ourselves." And I'm like, okay, you don't care about supporting, you just care about just looking. That's annoying. But that did teach me something. Um, I believe like in marketing, representation most it it's mostly effective for females than it is for males. It's more like from what this is completely anecdotal of like things that I've seen or things that I've heard, but like a common thing that I keep hearing about when it comes to representation is that representation is more effective for women because like when women see other women doing something that makes them want to do it too. That's the thing that happened with smoking. Um, when women saw like other like I think it was like turn of the not even the turn of the millennium. I forgot like what decade it was, but it was like the decade of like women's independence. So a cigarette company wanted to push smoking onto like females, so to like raise profit margins. So what they did is that they had a track. So there was like a parade, and they hired a whole bunch of female like beautiful like female actresses to just smoke in front of people, and that was a very effective thing. Not only that, a more modern example is I don't know, quote unquote modern. I don't know how old this is, but when it's probably like 20 years old, but like when a there were more female cartoon characters being into like science or like STEM education, that raised female interests in like STEM fields, STEM fields, um, for that time. But it never got to a point to it never got to like reach the same point of like men, because like men aren't just naturally like attracted to just STEM fields of education more than females are. Um, but what it really takes for females to like get into something is to see other females, other high status females to do something, and then they want to do it. With males, it's more like they just want to do it because they see something cool and they want to do it. And but there are like factors like age, younger people want to see, like if you're like young, and if you like see like advertisement like kids advertisements, they're usually like I think I like a certain age, like usually for kids advertisements, they use like actors that are like older. Especially like with Cartoon Network stuff. I'm not talking about like baby stuff. Like with Cartoon Network stuff, they usually target. They usually use like older actors. Um, for like toys. Because that gives off like the Big Brother effect. Like when you're a kid watching like seeing like older kids play Beyblades or Yu-Gi-Oh, that'll make the younger kids want to get into it. And I remember that'll make the young kids want to get into it. But like when you're like an adult and you think for yourself and you're like no, when you're an adult, I should say think for yourself. But when you're an adult, you have like an identity of like what you are interested in. You'll get into it more naturally, like despite like who you see. If you see something that's cool, you'll do it because you think it's cool. Or you just naturally attracted to it. It's kind of like kind of reminds me of that like study of like the male and female monkeys, like where the male monkeys they were more attracted to like trucks, while the female monkeys were like more attracted to dolls. Like if not all the time, then most of the time. That's what I remember. It's just innate, and like it's just an innate like biological thing. But like but that's what I've seen. That's what I've noticed. I should say. And also advertising to females or like more is usually more expensive than advertising for males because females they have a larger purchasing powers than the guys. I guess that's interesting. Like the narrative that guys are like, if it works, it works. I don't really need it. Like I don't need a new thing because if it works, it works. And with that, I'm like, oh man, that's just like me for real. Because I'm not stressing over a new graphics card. I had this one like probably like in 20, like before 2020. I forgot what year I had this new graphics card. I had this that graphics card, but I remember when like Craig of the Creek came out, and people found out that like the creators of Craig of the Creek were white. There was like a stink on the internet for a second, and then everybody just died down and like stopped caring. I just hate the whole representation thing in media. Like the whole diversity and representation thing. It's very cringe. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, when I write, like for me personally, when I write characters, I usually just think of their purpose in the story and like what a character like or what like an not really an ideal person it would be, or like more or less of a character that I like and like I want to look up to, that I would look up to. Like I don't like characters that are kind of just jerky and just living for themselves in one way or another. Not jerky, not like jerk, because like jerk characters, because like a lot of jerk characters are like salt of the earth characters, kind of like Eric Cartman, that like makes things interesting, makes the show interesting, and like a lot of the comedy comes from them. But I think there's always like for me, I will gravitate more to a character that has understandable motives. That will always have understandable motives, and they're driving to do something. And usually striving to do something that's like greater than themselves, or that's like not yeah greater than themselves, or like um do something outside of self-interest. But that's just me. I might need to shrink this honestly to make room for the next panel. Like, what do you think about it, Sketch? Hmm. She's like, tear off that mask. Tear down that wall. Let's see. But But yeah. But yeah, I just get. Oh yeah, like another funny thing that's just going on is everybody talking about Proud Family, that Proud Family reboot. It's weird. Like that whole cartoon is weird to me. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, I never really was that in tune with the Proud Family. Honestly, it was like it was like one of those shows you needed to watch if you were if you were black in America. It's one of those things. Uh, Required watching. Boondocks and Proud Family. Um, but with with the current Proud Family, it's weird. I don't know. Like I can't find any other words for it other than it's weird. I think I just seen a couple of episodes and I was like, I'm good. Like the first two episodes, I'm like, I'm good with this. They was too proud. Yeah. They're oh man. You know what they say? Uh, pride becomes pride becomes before the fall. Yeah. I don't know. I think this is like one of the few instances where I'll just like talk about it because it's so bizarre of like how uninteresting it how uninteresting it is to me. Like I remember I think when I saw like there was an episode of the Proud Family. I think it was like the final episode that I watched. It was like Oscar like wanting to get a loan for his business and what the person that he was getting his loan from was like his neighbor and his neighbor is gay or something like that. And basically he was being homophobic for no reason. Like that like it was he was just he was the embodiment of like the term homophobic. He was literally afraid of gay people for no reason. Um and that's and like when it got to the point of the story of like why Oscar like did not want like had this adversity towards like homosexual people. Um he like they never explained why. And that was like so weird. That was kind of so weird to me. Like usually like if like living in a black family, you would understand like they would have like an adversity to like get like homosexuality, probably because like they were like if you live in a religious family, they'll be like, oh, it's not part of the Bible, but like sure, it's not part of the Bible, like sure, but like the Proud Family isn't a religious family, like I don't remember the last time they went to church. I haven't seen it that much. But sure, like I've also heard like secular reasons why black people just do not like homosexuality, and they tie that back to buck breaking, like buck breaking, where like the slaves masters would like take the strongest males, and they would just rape the males, in front of like the females or whatever, or they would just do like something similar to that, where they would like the dominant like the slave masters would just like take advantage of the slave masters would just take advantage of the strongest male, the strongest black male. There are like several reasons the Proud Family goes to church. Yeah, I said like I don't think they do. So like there are like reasons like that I've heard that's like tied to like slavery or whatever. That I heard from like old heads that's like says it's tied to slavery and it's like tied for prisons and like it's just not a good look, whatever. Like and he could have used any of those reasons, but like Oscar's reasons for like not liking gay people, it basically summed up to just because. And the end of that episode was like he found out gay people are people too because they like things. because they like similar because they like similar things, and they all had a dance party at the end, and that was like so dumb to me. That was just it was dumb and dishonest, and it was lame. It was just it made me upset for in like storytelling. Like that was just terrible storytelling. Like if you want to tackle like what like okay, so let's say like there's a problem exist. At least have a devil's advocate of saying like why people believe this way. If you come at like a story saying, "Oh, the people who believe the opposite are dumb and they don't have any good reasons to believe what they believe," then you're not doing a good job. You're not telling a good story, and you're being dishonest. You're being ignorant or dishonest. Because nobody wakes up one day and they're like, "Oh yeah, I just don't like you. I just don't like you." Like, why don't you like me? Oh, I just don't. Like you could even go back and just Oscar could have like had an experience when he was a kid, and it's like, oh yeah, I tried like women's shoes on one time, and my dad was like, "Don't do that, boy," and he just and he beat him or something. So anytime he sees like a guy doing something feminine, like he just has that like that childhood connection. They could at least do that, like childhood drama. Like give me like do something. Come on, it's not hard. Like it's not hard. Sounds like Velma level writing. Yeah, that's the vibe that I got. So that like, and that was like I don't know if that was like 3 episodes in the first season, and I was like, this is dumb. This is this is dumb. Like I couldn't care. I couldn't care for Velma. Like shout out for everybody using Velma as to boost their visibility in the YouTube algorithms. But when I see this many people hating on a show, I have no reason to hate on it because everybody else is doing it for me. The original Proud Family show was alright. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I thought it was fine. I barely watched it. I was more interested in like watching funny talking animals on Cartoon Network than watching the Proud Family. To be honest, and the funny Sponge Man on Nickelodeon. I guess I just wasn't a Disney kid. I guess. actually, I'm thinking, I'm doing a last minute thought because I mean, I'm talking about paneling because like they're going to it and they're gonna tackle him like from left to right. I wasn't thinking. I was not thinking whatsoever. This is embarrassing. Delete. Yeah, delete with layer. Oh no, there's just so many. Like, there's just so many weirdos writing for cartoons now, and it's just lame. It's just lame. It's just weird. Like, I'm like, why can't I'm not saying like, oh, why can't I be in there? But I'm like, at the same time, like, let me in, coach. Let me in, coach. I can write something. Let me write something. Just let me write this episode better. Just let me write this episode better. Come on, just let me do it. Like, let me write this episode. Even worse, weirdos with agendas. Like, no, I don't care. Everybody has an agenda. To me, this might sound schizo, but everybody has an agenda. Everybody. So like, that's not my thing. My thing is like, at least do at least do your part right and tell a convincing story. Tell a cool story. So like even to a point where even people who would disagree with you would be like, okay, that's a good point. At least my my side of the argument is represented well. My ideology is represented well in this propaganda piece, whatever. Um, I can at least put that aside and say appreciate this movie telling good. That was mostly sarcasm. Yeah, mostly. I mostly feel like what I still say still stands. I don't care, Microsoft Bing. Stop emailing me. Yeah, but the writers of the Proud Family, they are some weirdos. I'm not gonna lie. Knowing how they write, I'm like, you guys have not, just you guys have not talked to people. You guys do not talk to people. Period. I don't believe it. Now let's see. This is a completely different panel. Okay, I want to draw a head here, a head here, and a head here. Torso's here, torso's here. And they're like gripping him. Actually, no, restart. Okay, let me do some. He's bound. I think his arms are bound. Yeah, there's like just a lot of weirdos out here. Man, but nepotism is I'm not hating on nepotism though. Okay, so these are man. I was having troubles making poses, and then you were like stick figures. And I was like, oh yeah, stick figures exist. So let me do that. Now I can convey these poses better. Right now they're like nothing personal, kid. And they're just like holding him down. Okay, so his arm is like wrapped around his thing. Oh no. Don't know any other shows that's going on right now. I know people are rewatching Steven Universe again. It's all right. Um, I just think Steve, like my impressions of Steven Universe is that it's just baby's first anime, baby's first serialized cartoon. The Last of Us TV show is a bop. Not gonna lie, the only thing I've heard from The Last of Us TV show was like the third episode that like just focused on like the two like freaking hairy gay dudes in their relationships through the apocalypse, and they had like a Romeo and Juliet death. That's the only thing that I know about The Last of Us. And plus, I wasn't really interested in the game. I could give the show a try, but I wasn't all that like enthralled with the game to begin with. I don't remember that from the games. I do remember like it was like a hint that one of the characters were gay after like a segment, but it was like it was a passing joke, and like this TV show just took that passing joke and gave an entire episode to it, dedicated to it. It's a really good game. I played it. I have it on the PS4, but I just didn't finish it. I think it's possibly because I watched PewDiePie play it or something. I saw a playthrough of it. Because I couldn't afford games back then. It was 2013 and I couldn't afford games. Because I was like a freshman in high school. I'm still trying to give these. Give them like. Still like. Young proportions. One day I want you to try Persona 5. Maybe when I will one day. One day. I don't have anything against the Persona series. I just haven't done it. I just haven't like sunk taken time to like play it at all. Do 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 do. She's like, take that mask off. Let's see. Man, I am sort of distraught. Not distraught's like an extreme word, but I was just getting into TikTok. I was gonna use it for marketing, but now I keep hearing more and more how Facebook's trying to take it down, and Instagram, and they're gonna make Instagram worse with its verification feature. So unless you're verified, they're gonna like limit the amount of engagement you can have. Like they're going to limit the amount of engagement that you'll have. Unless you are certified. Doom, doom. Okay, the head can probably be here. pelvis is here. Come on, come on, come on. I'm trying to figure out how this goes. How this will go. Because the pelvis is here. Like, I want his limbs to be proportional. So, like, maybe it can stop here. Or he grips him by the knees. So you can't punch him. Okay, so da. Maybe that's what. Yeah, maybe he needs to go down, be a little bit lower, as well. Like restrain the joints. Let's see. And then he's like doing a similar pose as him. No, but mirrored. He'll be mirrored. Oh man, 10 more minutes. And I only did freaking 2 panels. That's not cool. Actually, yeah, the foot would be like something like this. Oh wait, what am I doing? Mirrored. I need to make the torso smaller. So yeah, this goes long. This is the foot. His fists are like over here. Like he can't so like he can't punch and he can't reach. All I can do is just flail. He's like, "What are you guys doing? I didn't sign up for this." And like, nothing personal, kid. I should make things from the top panel. A little bit to the left. All right. I feel like I should make the torso a little bit smaller on this one. Oh wait, Dead Island 2 is out? Interesting. Alright. Man, this this page took a while. It took longer than I wanted to. And I thought it was going to be 3 panels. but it fits. It fits. Okay. I could end here, or I can. Let's see if I can draw the updated characters with this. Because this took a while. This takes a while. Hmm. I just like the hand pose. I'm gonna reuse that pose later in like the next couple of pages. It might get old, but it's still gonna look cool. I still think it's gonna look cool. It's gonna be like, sorry about this, John. Sorry about this, J Man. The mask gotta. The mask goes off. Maybe the eyes are a little bit too big. Maybe. There we go. Man, killer vibes. Yeah, but the time is up. Time is up. Guess I'll come back a later date. Maybe tomorrow. Thanks for coming out, Sketch.